I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and he's got a tendency to underestimate the enemy and overestimate the amount of people that would stand up during an event, let's say. Now, guys, I'm still kind of sick, so yeah, it still hurts to talk a little bit, but yeah. So we were talking about like a possible invasion, like a scenario of an invasion on the homeland, and I was talking about how the potential for like the enemy's firepower and the I guess the amount of people that would stand up in the US. And he was saying something along the lines of, oh yeah, there's no way that anyone could really do anything in the mainland US because of how many guns there are, or how many gun owners there are in the Second Amendment. And I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of people that own firearms in the United States, but there's you do have the Second Amendment. Yeah, he's not wrong with that. It's the fact that he's overestimating, I believe he's overestimating how many people would actually be willing to stand up. Those who would be both physically capable and mentally capable. And that second part is a very big one. And if something big were to go down in the US, and let's talk about the whole governmental agencies who are non-military, railroad, I think that's one of them. Let's focus more on the DOE, the Department of Education, why they would be arming themselves. And I have a pretty good theory of why they're arming themselves. And I'm sure my theory would line up pretty close to a lot of y'all's theories on why the Department of Education, among everyone, is arming themselves with tactical shotguns and 40 caliber handguns. Anyways, overestimating the amount of people in the United States that would be able to that was a female elk. That's the second elk that I have seen out here. This is Southwest Texas. You never see elk out here. Anyways, and that fence, that elk can easily jump that fence. Anyways, yeah, overestimating. Holy crap! That was two more elk. Can't believe I don't know if y'all actually got to see that. That's, like I said, those elk can easily jump that fence, no doubt about it. And a regular deer can jump that fence. A regular whitetail or a mule deer or even a pronghorn can jump that. Anyways, getting off topic. Overestimating the friendly firepower. Big no-no. Big mistake. Don't ever overestimate the firepower, the friendly firepower. don't ever overestimate. Always underestimate it. You always want to hope for the best. And, you know, you can always say, yeah, I'm really hoping that even, you know, a quarter of the population who own firearms is going to be mentally and physically capable of standing up and fighting back. But, you know, for me, a quarter of the population, that's an overestimate by a long shot, in my opinion. And I always say, you know, think that not even 5% of the gun owners are going to stand up and fight, defend. Think less than 5%. That's what I always, you know, that's what I go by. Think of less than 5% of those who own firearms legally in this country would be physically and mentally capable of standing up. Well, now think of it this way as well. Now, let's go even further. Let's say it is 5% of the firearm owners in this country who are both physically and mentally capable of standing up and defending. Now, what percentage of those people are actually going to be able to do anything? I'm sorry, not able to do anything. So it's 5%. Let's say it is 5% that is physically capable and mentally capable of doing something. What is the percentage of that 5% that is actually willing to do anything? Is it half? Is it 2.5% of that? You know, is it 2.5% of the gun owners? That's something that you gotta think about. Not everyone who in the United States owns a firearm is going to be able to do anything about anything. You know, you have to think what percentage of the total firearms owning population in the US, what percentage owns firearms to collect? What percentage owns firearms just to go hunting? What percentage owns just for self-defense? And then you've got, you know, people who are all around. Because, you know, you've got people that don't even own a firearm that is even worthy of taking down a deer, yet alone defending the homeland. So guys, that's something to think about. Don't ever underestimate your enemy's potential, and don't ever overestimate your friendly's potential. Think about it, guys. It's something that not everybody thinks about, and I'm pretty sure it's something that everybody does, or a lot of people do. You know, I'm sure a lot of people underestimate their enemy